The gospel for today, my dear friends, on the first Sunday of Lent is from Mark chapter 1, verses 12 to 15. Jesus is now being tempted by Satan when he was there in the desert all alone. The gospel says the Spirit drove Jesus out into the desert. This is right after his baptism of John. And he remained in the desert for 40 days. If you would go to Jericho in Israel, in the Holy Land, they will show you a very high mountain on the top of which is a monastery. And they call it Karantal, which of course the word cuarenta or karanta, 40, means that Jesus stayed in the tip of that mountain, something like 600 meters above sea level. He stayed there, spent the night and day there, and there he was tempted by Satan. Well, he was among the wild beasts, and the angels ministered to him during the time. So the first Sunday of Lent tells us about Jesus' temptation. That man is not actually exempted from temptation. We are all vulnerable to temptation. Because even Jesus himself, the devil did not spare him. You see, the devil didn't even spare Jesus. He tried the man Jesus. He tempted him, trying to outwit him. See, nobody is exempted from temptation. I still remember there was this young boy, not really a young boy, young adult, who asked his dad, who was about 80 years old. He said, "Dad, every day I'm experiencing these temptations of the flesh, Every time I see sexy women, something comes into my mind, and, I have malicious thoughts, and really, I don't know when all these thoughts, this malice, these evil thoughts, lustful thoughts will be gone. I don't know when." The old man said, "Well, you see, my son, when you are at my age, when you will be at my age at around 80, all of this will be gone." "Really?" "Yes, son." Then all of a sudden, there was a sexy lady who crossed the street. And you can imagine the old man ogling his eyes on that beautiful, sexy lady. And then after looking at her very intently and staring at her, he looked at his son and said, "Well, son, what age did I say?" 80, Dad, 80, your age. "Oh, make that 84. Okay. You see, nobody is exempted, really. If the devil attempted to tempt Jesus, then why not us? So the challenge to you, my dear friends, is what should you do to avoid temptation? There are many practical ways in order to do that. Of course, we always say spiritual, prayer, fasting, but you've got to do something very practical in order to avoid temptation. For example, if you are some sort of a glutton, temptation to eat and eat and eat, then for heaven's sake, don't go to places where food abound. Okay? All right. So that is a very concrete example. The blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord look kindly upon you and give you peace. Amen.